One of the first things our parents or guardians are thinking about, even before we're born, is is my kid going to college? Hello, everyone. My name is JabsSkyWalker, but you can call me Jabs. Welcome to the second episode of Real Talk with Jabs. Today's topic is college. Should you go to it? I'm here to help you answer that question. Now, I wouldn't be able to answer this or give you some advice on this if I didn't go to college myself, right? So let me just give you some quick backstory. I went to University of Hartford and then I transferred to SUNY Plattsburgh. So I was at University of Hartford for 2 years and then I transferred to SUNY Plattsburgh. I was there 3 years because I had to take an extra class or two for my emphasis within my major. So I ended up graduating like a year later than usual. But with college, it doesn't really matter. So that is my story. I've been through college. I've been to two colleges. I can tell you a lot about it, but today we're just going to get into the nit and grit of should you go or not. Now, if you're thinking about going to college or if you're thinking about going back, you need to ask yourself three questions. The first one is, where am I from? The second is, what do I want to do? And the third is, am I willing to be in debt? Okay? So let's talk about the first one. Where am I from? Now, you may be saying, Jabs, why does that matter? Why does it matter where I'm from to go to college or not? All right. Well, if you think about it from a social standpoint, right? A lot of what I learned in college is not just from the classroom. It's more about learning about different people, about different cultures, okay? About different sexuality. All of that you learn mostly in college, okay? Especially in ones that are, more liberal, okay? You're going to learn more stuff in colleges like that, diversity wise, right? So if you're coming from somewhere where it's not so diverse, right? Maybe you go to an all white school, you're white and everyone else is white, right? Well, you probably want to expand your knowledge of other people, right? Other cultures, races, all of that, right? So going to college wouldn't be a bad idea for that, okay? I'm not saying go solely based on understanding other people, all right? That's not what I mean, all right? I'm not saying say screw it and just go just because all your friends are white and you want a black friend, all right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it is important to diversify yourself, diversify your thinking, diversify the people you hang out with, okay? Diversify your friends. Have diverse teachers, for God's sake, or professors, because they can really teach you, especially if they're not from a place you're used to, in terms of like race or nationality. So I do think you have to think about where you're from. Like, am I going to get that knowledge myself? And if you are, great, read books, travel, go somewhere else, just try to understand other people. That's fine. But I know plenty of people who told me, and this is what they told me. They literally said, like, I'm one of the first black people they've ever talked to, or first black friends they've had, or yeah, that's real, guys. That is real, okay? And I'm pretty sure you can relate if you're a minority. You could probably relate to people, white people mainly saying, "Hey, like you're my first this," and that is okay because they're there and now they can learn, right? Now they can speak to you. But if you're coming from bumfuck Iowa and there is no one there, or if you're coming from wherever, like somewhere that's just like has a big presence of just one race or one type of thinking, um, then maybe you should go to college because you will learn about other people, like I said. So, where you're from does matter. Like, it may not sound like a big deal, but if you're not going to do the work yourself, at least let college do it for you, right? At least go to class and learn about other people. So that's the first thing. Think about where you're from. Ask yourself, where am I from? Is where I'm from practical in terms of going to college or not? Okay. Number two, what do I want to do? All right. Now, this is huge. This is huge because I actually hate the question. I've always hated the question when I was younger. What do you want to be when you grow up, right? You get that same old question as you're going through high school, even middle school. I remember being asked that when I was in like eighth grade, and I was like, I don't know. I just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I had no idea what I wanted to be, okay? So that question needs to die. I really think it needs to be rephrased in some way because it gets young kids really thinking that they have to be pressured into deciding on what they need to do. And that is not the case, okay? And it's okay now, even if you're in your late 20s, even 30s, whatever. Like, if you don't know what you want to do exactly, that's fine. You'll find it someday. You just have to be patient, okay? But if you already have a lane, you kind of decided for the time being, then you need to ask yourself, is college worth it for what I'm trying to do? All right. Now, me, I have a broadcast journalism degree. I will go more in depth about like my news story and me leaving my news job and stuff like that. I want to do a video on that. But I do have a broadcast journalism degree, and I did work in news for 2 years. Now, going into college, that's not originally what I wanted. And as I said before, I changed my emphasis within my major. I was just a communication major, so just like human communication, that was my original major, and that was what I was going to get a degree in, but I decided to change my emphasis. So you really have to ask yourself what you want to do, because could I have learned those skills outside of college using like YouTube or something? Yeah. We live in a digital age, and YouTube is very important. It's a very important recess for education now. Even people in college, professors in college, students, everyone uses YouTube probably in some type of way. YouTube is a great resource. It just opens up a lot of opportunity for people to learn from people who have already done something. And you don't have to go to school. It's free. You just click on a video, right? So do you want to go into a field where it's like, I can learn this on my own? Or do you want to be like a brain surgeon, right? Like you're gonna need to go to school for that. You can't just perform surgery from learning from a YouTube video. That's not gonna go so well. And I really hope people aren't doing YouTube videos about that. Okay, so really think about what you want to do and if college aligns with it. Because if it doesn't necessarily, then there may be some other avenues you can take. Maybe college isn't the first thing you need to do, all right? You want to be an actor? Maybe you don't need to go to college. It just depends, right? Are you naturally talented? Do you feel like you don't really need school and you just want to go straight into the Actors Guild? Then why not give it a shot, or just like practice with friends, or like try to act in like local films or stuff like that, all right? You can do certain things without college. I'm not saying you can do everything, and I'm not saying you're going to have every single resource that someone studying that particular major has if they decide to go to college and you didn't. But I'm saying it may not be a bad idea to just be like, oh, actually, I decided not to go to college, just teach myself this. Now, here's the thing. You do need a degree, unfortunately. I'm a big proponent of it just being a piece of paper. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with, oh, you need a degree for this job. As long as you can do the work, you can show that you can do the work. I'm a big proponent of, for stuff like that, I feel like you should be able to get by without a degree. But I digress, and I don't want to get too sidetracked, okay? So you got two questions to ask yourself, right? Where are you from, and what do you want to do? The third question is, are you willing to be in debt, okay? And that is a real question. That's a very real question, because college ain't free. No matter how much I want it to be, college ain't free. So, am I willing to be in debt? All right. No one is really, people are thinking about it, right? They're like, oh, I'm saving up for college and stuff. But it is very underestimated. College debt, number one, it is skyrocketed right now, okay? Actually, I'm going to show you, all right? Let's look at college debt. Okay, so college debt in America is $1.73 trillion, guys. $1.73 trillion. All right? And that was recorded in September 9th, 2021. So that's not even the most current debt that we have, all right? $1.73 trillion, right? That's because college is too damn expensive for what it is, and people just can't pay back the loans, right? So you have to ask yourself, you really have to ask yourself, do I want to be in debt? Am I willing to pay this back eventually? If you don't have a scholarship full ride, if you're not playing a sport, you have to ask yourself that, because that is going to live with you. Like, you're going to owe that money even when you die, okay? So you have to be able to decide, am I going to be in debt or not? Okay? All right. So now that we've gotten the 3 questions out of the way, I'm just going to give you my full opinion on whether or not you should go. All right? Now, think about those 3 questions, but also think about this. You want to think about the road after college, right? You want to think about what is next after college. If you're trying to go to college, think about what's next too, because it's a tough world out there in terms of like jobs. And depending on what you want to do, you should have or try to have some type of plan. Now, again, like not everyone does. I didn't. But that's why I'm giving you this advice, because it's important to have that in the back of your mind. Like, what am I going to do after? Or what opportunities are there for this field of work once I get out? Or what can I do? Can I further my studies? Can I go to my master's degree? Can I get a doctorate? What is your plan after that? Okay? So think about that too. And honestly, for me, I feel like college is learning how to learn. It's not really learning anything too specific. It's just learning how to learn. And that, believe it or not, that is a skill, you know? Like, learning is a skill. College just enhances that. So, because you have no choice, right? I mean, you're literally sitting like sometimes 3 hours in a classroom. Like, you have to take notes. You have to pass this stuff because you're, number one, you're paying, and number two, your future's on the line. My God, right? So it is very important that you know that from someone who has graduated college and has a bachelor's degree, I can just say that college is more about learning how to learn, learning about others, and learning about yourself. All right, and those are very important. Like, this video is not knocking college at all. I know the importance of it. I just know the drawback of it too. And I really wish it was perfect, guys, but it's not. So yeah, that is my advice on if you should go to college or not. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any questions for me about college, if you're just starting, or if you have any questions about getting a broadcast journalism degree, all of that, I will be happy to answer those. And I thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope the best of your todays are the worst of your tomorrows. Peace out.